Folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to take a look at these three handheld devices right here because I think that what we're talking about mainly from my perspective when you're considering going with the Ally X is not so much its performance as it is its ergonomics. The ergonomics of this are good. They're better, I would say, than the OG. But with that difference in shape comes the trade-off. The trade-off is the bigger battery, which translates to more weight. So I feel like what you gain in its ergonomics, as in it is friendlier in the hand. You know, this feels better in the hand than the OG. But what negates that improvement is the weight. So it's almost as though, in my opinion, it's no different, it's no different than the negatives you would have with this. This is a lighter in the hand experience. The sticks are easier to, there's not as much tension. And honestly, after long gameplays with this, the tension on the sticks, now I'm not saying I'm wore out after playing, for a couple hours on this thing, but it's fatiguing compared to the OG. So, the sticks are looser. It's a lighter in your hand. It's not as, it's not as friendly here with these sharper corners, but you go with this then, right? You think, okay, I'm going to go with this. Fits better in the hand, but those positives are negated again by the fact that it is heavier. The sticks have more tension, so it's, if you're doing a lot of games where you're on that left stick a lot, after a while, it can be fatiguing so that there's not as big an advantage over the OG as far as ergonomics, because you lose that with its weight, stick tension. That's my opinion. So to me, and it's a shame this thing is not the performance. What's weird about this is it gets frames good. This is the Ultra 7. The frames are good on it. Inexplicably, and I don't know why, no matter how many updates they do, this thing still just skips and stutters and has these hiccups. It's not fluid. With this, you're going to get fluid motion. And that's a shame. I say that's a shame because this is almost the same weight as this. The Ally X is a tad heavier, but this is so well balanced. The ergonomics of this is so nice. It is a balanced handheld in your hands. The sticks are better. This is almost a flat top on these joysticks, which to me, I like a lot better. These tops of these are flatter than the Ally X. To me, these are a bit slipperier because the center is smaller, and to me it gets slipperier on the inside. It seems to have a bit more textured around the outside, but to me the inside of it is slipperier. Its positioning is different. It's almost as though I wish they'd just put this inside of this, because I like these triggers. They are slanted down. They are easy to depress. These are easy to depress. A lot of people say they're mushy. I don't find them mushy. I think they're the right amount of click to them. And I like how they feel a lot. I like these joysticks a lot. Ergonomically, this, in my opinion, is superior to either of the Asus models here. Of course, the downside with this is its performance. It's laggy. Let's look at if we measure the stick tops. So we got 0.63. This is a 0.64. This is 0.63. So the sticks are almost the same as far as their circumference. It's merely how the tops and the tension are going to work. Let's look at the directional pad. We got a 0.88 on the MSI, 0.85 on the ROG Ally, and a 0.90. So this is a bigger directional pad. These buttons, they're tighter, I would say. The click it's tighter. This is a looser feel, taller. These are a little more further down, flatter. We got a 0.38, 0.38. Buttons are the same. You do notice, if you're looking at these two here, the joystick, so this is further down than this. I like it being up here. I have larger hands, and to me, this fits better on as far as the extension goes. It's less fatiguing, this being higher up. With this being down, my thumb is engaged more often than it is relaxed. So for my hands, this fits not as snugly, I guess, as this does. This, it's much easier, and if you're doing a lot of games where you're moving forward constantly, this is less fatiguing, and a lot of it has to do with the distance from the top that the stick is compared to the new Ally X right here. So, what I would say is, I guess to sum it up, is for me, it really just comes down to the ergonomics. And, because performance, there's a slight bump in game. You're going to get a few more frames on the Ally X than you will the OG. So which do you prefer? In my opinion, I would stick with the white Ally as opposed to the Ally X. It's just to me, more comfortable of a handheld device. This, while what you gain in its ability to grip, they moved the sticks down, added tension, and the weight negates that and makes it, a bit, I would say, equally as fatiguing as this is. This is, 60 grams lighter. So over time, you really haven't gained much ground in its ergonomics. Because when you look at ergonomics, it's fatigue factor, right? And I'd say you have just as much on this because of its weight, stick tension, difference in placement. One thing I do like, they move these closer to here, and that's even more so on the MSI. So when you go for the Y button, it's a lot easier to hit. You don't have to take your hand off as much to get up there. It's a lot easier to hit that button. But other than that, if you have the OG, the white Ally, don't have any FOMO. I wouldn't worry about it one bit if you don't decide to go with the Ally X. I think you're going to be fine until they incorporate some new features and some new performance in the next Ally. I think you're going to be fine. So that's my update as far as ergonomics go. The performance, we all know, the Ally X is going to be a little bit more of a performer. So to me, how does it feel in the hand? Longer gameplay. That's what it boils down to for me. And in my case, I'd stick with the OG. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.